You must understand the board is independent body. It's not controlled by the Congress party. And this question you ask the board members why they're objecting it, and they have valid reason why they're objecting it. And
what is your valid reason? What is this valid reason? Let's understand that.
No, I'm not the board member.
No, but I want to ask you, just as a representative of the Congress party, as a young MP, do you not believe that in India, the idea of freedom of speech is so important that people should be allowed to make a film, even if it is critical of someone, even if it is openly critical like Gandhi was, that film should be made. So what? That's the whole point. You've got political rallies where people speak against you. Filmmaking happens to be an extension of that. Do you agree with that or not?
I do agree with that, but you need to also understand the sentiments of the people here. It's the media, as I said, it's a very powerful communicating body. And you also see that why is it, if you reflect on the facts, there's no problem. But to make it sensation, to make it commercialization, how the people are doing it. Like,
Manvinder, do you buy that?
No, I don't buy it at all. I think, if I remember correctly, wasn't Da Vinci Code banned for a bit in India? The movie, it had nothing to do with India. I mean, in terms of, it was not an Indian location, it was not about any Indian. But I remember it was banned. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is part of policing. And our thought policing attitude, instincts still exist in this country. Unfortunately, in the 21st century, there are people who really want to control the way we think, or we should be thinking, which defies imagination, which defies logic, it defies nature, science, everything. And I find it unacceptable completely. You're right, it is paranoia.
You're saying they're trying to control how we think. Katrina, you've seen how films are made internationally, and internationally, even if they're critical films, they're allowed to go through. Do you believe that over here, we're having a sense of filmmakers are put under pressure in such a way that they're forced to make deletions to their films even if they don't agree with it?
I do think that perhaps they have a little bit more freedom. I remember there was a film made on George Bush's whole handling of 9/11, Michael Moore's film, correct?
9/11, Fahrenheit.
That was a derogatory, is a soft way of putting that film, but it was allowed. People saw it. They had an opinion. Some people agreed with it. Some people didn't. So I think there's a little bit more acceptance there. People are a little bit more free, and they are accepting that films is just a medium to say something. Prakash is not saying this is a documentary, nor is he saying this is a realistic take on real life incidences. He's making a dramatic film, so I think he should be allowed, in my opinion, he should be allowed to...
Madhu Gaudiashki, did you see Fahrenheit 9/11? Did you see any of the things that were said about the then President George W. Bush? That film wouldn't have even been allowed to be filmed in India, let alone coming anywhere close to being released and becoming a hit.
Americans were so different, Rahul. I lived there 14 years. They have 250 years of experience as a democratic country. We have just...
So you are now blaming India for being immature.
No, it's
You're
not
saying
immature.
we are immature.
It is still an emerging democracy.
Immature. Why blame the rest of us?
It's still emerging democracy. We need to understand the Indian context. Don't compare with the US
one
context.
question. When something like that happens in Maharashtra, the Maharashtra local leaders do anything like that, the whole of the national parties, the big parties, they decry and they say and they talk about fascism and God knows what not. But they eventually turn up and they do the same thing. When it comes to
respond to that. That's a very important
point.
point.
The mentality is no different. You know, the intolerance is the same.
And the MNS for trying to do this.
Congress never did that. Congress promoted secularism in the country.
Yeah.
We always believed and practiced secularism.
I believe that on paper.
And do you agree what Shiv Sena does in Bombay? I'm sure ask Katrina Ranbir.
I
agree with what Shiv Sena did it.
I respect the ideology of Congress. I mean, absolutely right. But let's put it into practice, Madhu.
No, it is the most open, more democratic party in the country. You have to accept it. Congress we have every freedom to speak in the party and outside also, but not compared to other parties.
Don't get to doing things like this now with Raajneeti.
Don't deny other people's freedom.
Yeah.
If you are
don't deny other people's freedom.
You should not deny other people's freedom.
Okay.